Everyone's been saying that Ross Chastain needs to, calm down, or someone needs to teach him a lesson, and then, Chastain's the one to throw the punch.
Like you would, but he was like touching me, it felt like, and
Nice.
That's kind of funny. Happy Sunday, everyone. It was a great Sunday, honestly. I had what I would like to call a lazy Sunday. I watched a lot of TV because there was a lot on. Newcastle versus Arsenal, where we won. That was beautiful. Great result for us. Then you have F1 in Miami, NASCAR, obviously, Sixers versus Celtics. A lot of things going on in the sports world. I watched basically all of it, so I was having a good time. And so if I missed some details in the NASCAR race, it was because I was watching Formula One as well, and stuff like that. So if I miss a few details, that is why. For example, I'll let you guys know, not exactly sure how William Byron went down 2 laps. Still got to figure out why that happened, but he ended up coming back, so that was cool. But overall, I thought that was the best race of the year. Let me know in the comments down below if you agree with me. In my opinion, that was the most enjoyable race for me personally. We all know Kansas is a fantastic racetrack, progressive banking, ideal asphalt wear. Basically, it's been a good amount of years. It's like in its prime at the moment, I think, with how good the racing is. Not too bumpy, not too sticky, good tire wear, good racing. Even with more horsepower, I think it would be great. You had a fantastic finish. You had, I think Mike Joy said it was a new record for lead lap or leaders, like lead lap. What's the word? Leader lap. Oh no, I'm having a brain fart. Leader lap changes? Lap leader change? Oh no, I can't. What is happening to me? Lead changes. New record for the amount of lead changes. Yes, lead changes in a race. I don't know why I kept trying to implement lap into that, but lead changes. A lot of lead changes, a lot of passing, a lot of cautions, and usually cautions actually end up making the race a little bit better because you get more restarts, and that's just how it is. But yeah, it was a really, really good race. Honestly, that was the most enjoyable race of the season for me. With a fantastic finish. Could have been better, but we will talk about that as well. And we'll talk about, Ross Chastain and Noah Gragson. Not really Noah Gragson, like he's involved in it, but they had some incidents in I think it was the middle of the race between Gragson and Chastain, and well, yeah, they wanted to talk about it. But this was a race that just had so much in it. I mean, you had Kyle Busch speeding on pit road again. You had, I think he did that on purpose, though, didn't he? I think there was some reason for why he did that. You had Chase Elliott having pit stop issues, then coming back and leading the race for a second, and then falling back again. You had William Byron 2 laps down, coming back to finish in the top 5. You had Toyota looking like they were going to dominate the day. I mean, literally, the JGR and 23XI cars were all basically in the top 7 at one point, and then one by one they kind of wrecked out, including Ty Gibbs, which ended up actually wrecking out via his teammate because he got loose underneath Martin Truex Jr., and then Christopher Bell, who wrecked kind of the same reason in turns 1 and 2, he crashed underneath Ross Chastain, just slid up and hit him for some reason and then crashed. But probably got tight, loose, whatever it was, aero tight, air push, however you want to say it. But those are 2 the Toyota's gone. But in the end, the Toyota did win in Denny Hamlin. That broke his winless streak. It's kind of weird when you think of it. Like Denny Hamlin, like not too long ago, along with Kevin Harvick, was dominating 7+ wins in a season and stuff like that. That was not that long ago. And then you kind of see both of them go into winless streaks. Just shows how quickly NASCAR changes, to be fair. But for Denny Hamlin to not win last season, come into the this season and still trying to get into victory lane, he was able to finally do it today. We'll talk about the end. Actually, let's talk about it now because we'll talk about when I get to the race results, we'll talk about individual drivers. But the last 25 laps of this race was awesome. You had Larson leading, Denny Hamlin trying to chase him down. William Byron was trying to stay with him, but couldn't really. And then you had Bubba Wallace and Ross Chastain battling for 4th and 5th, and Chase Elliott, who looked really fast with around 50 to go, but then fell back. He was coming. It's like he had a wrong set of tires or something, and then he was coming back, but he was never able to get back up there. So it was Hamlin and Larson looked like he had it won. And this is actually a thing with Kyle Larson. We've seen it over the time, whether it's tire management problems or the car just going away from him. Larson does end up losing races late on via pace. And that's kind of a weird thing to say with Larson, but it happens. It happens actually a lot throughout his career where he's extremely fast and then it kind of just falls off. And this does happen specifically at tracks that, the cars do wear down, the tires wear down and stuff like that. And so he definitely struggled towards the end of that race. He was getting really loose. And with the dirty air, and you saw how Hamlin was struggling with the dirty air, Larson had a lot for him, but there were some lap cars that got in his way. J.J. Yaley specifically, who kind of ran the high line for 2 laps in a row, took Larson's clean air away. And when you take Larson's clean air away and you just put Hamlin versus Larson, both with dirty air, I think you saw that Hamlin had the slightly better car because Larson lost the car throughout that last run. The tires were getting old. It was a fairly long green flag run there towards the end. So he just kind of lost it. Now, credit to him, he fought off Hamlin multiple times, and Hamlin was very, very clean. Very clean, fought him off, coming to 2 to go, fought him off, but then you knew Hamlin set up 3 and 4 with 2 to go to set up that final lap. Gets a good run. He was backing up turns 3, entering very high, and then, kind of cutting across the middle of the corner to get some clean air and driving it up off the corner, and he was there on the white flag lap. And Larson, Hamlin got right up to his bumper, like literally right up there, was definitely not trying to wreck him, just trying to get the air off the spoiler. That's what Hamlin was trying to do because Larson was right by the wall. So if you get the air off of that spoiler, Larson's gonna go into the wall. There's nowhere he can go. I think Larson might have touched the wall, but Hamlin was kind of playing it where he was trying to get that air off, and he was just making sure he wasn't gonna wreck him. And then coming off turn 2, I think Hamlin just misjudged it. It was something lap 6 of the race. It happened to Larson with Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick on lap 6 of the race misjudges trying to clear, I think it was Chastain behind him. He tried to slide up into a gap, and he ended up turning Larson coming out of turn 4. Larson lost all his track position, came back through the field, but obviously Reddick didn't mean to do that on purpose. It was just a misjudgment of trying to get up off the corner. And I think Hamlin did the same thing. If you actually look at the replay, Hamlin, in my opinion, is not trying the side draft. I think he's actually thinking, oh, the side draft didn't work. I'm going to fall in behind him. But just misjudged it. The nose of Hamlin's car got into the quarter panel of Larson, and Larson felt it immediately and then turned back right because obviously he was going to get turned and then got into the wall. And flat out, Hamlin did wreck him, intentional or not. He wrecked him. And you never want to win a race like that, but that's how it happened. And Denny Hamlin wins. Now, obviously, Denny Hamlin and Larson are really good friends. It's not like a Denny Hamlin-Ross Chastain situation. He obviously did not mean it. He'll say that on the podcast. It's very clear he doesn't want to win that way. It was a shame. It was a shame to see that happen. And I want to point out this is not like a Ross Chastain situation because Denny Hamlin doesn't usually wreck people for wins. If he could have wrecked Larson 5 times in the last 20 laps. He was being extremely clean. Didn't try sliding up into him. He tried to pass him the clean way. And it was just one tiny misjudgment. If he was able to be 3 feet closer in front, just 3 feet further ahead, he would have been on the quarter panel of Larson, side drafting him into turn 3 hard and would have been able to win the race cleanly. But it was just that little bit where he was right in that area where it wasn't side drafting and he thought he could slide back in behind Larson, and it just touched him, just like Reddick did off turn 4, just a little bit. The Reddick situation was more, just a coming together quickly. This one was more of a gradual once you realize you can't really side draft. It's a racing incident, as Clint Boyer said. Shout out to Kurt Busch and Clint Boyer. Mike Joy is always fantastic. I have nothing bad to say about Mike Joy. He's always great. But shout out Clint Boyer and Kurt Busch. Clint Boyer felt so natural in the booth today because he had Kurt Busch with him. Kurt Busch was terrific. And the chemistry that Busch and Boyer had was terrific. That was Fox's best broadcast. Camera-wise, no. With Kurt Busch and Clint Boyer today. I thought they were really, really good. Seriously, awesome. The race was fantastic, but those two being great also was absolutely fantastic. I hope to see Kurt Busch. Obviously, we wish he was still in the car, but I hope to see Kurt Busch actually more often with Clint Boyer because that was really good chemistry. Fox fell on something there. I want to see a few more races with that and see because Kurt Busch he really has that intel into the current racing still with that car. I don't know. I really like that. That was awesome. Kurt Busch has been on the broadcast a few times, and I think he's been great every single time. But today especially, it just caught me. I was like, they're just jumping back and forth between each other so well, to the point Mike Joy didn't have to do anything. All Mike Joy had to do was do the normal call of the race, be the lead, play-by-play caller, and the analysis was terrific, bouncing back and forth between Busch and Boyer. I thought it was really, really good. And then Denny Hamlin obviously didn't mean to do it. Larson, in the post-race interview, obviously, he was upset, but he wasn't, like going to like cancel the golf trip with Mr. Hamlin or something. It was just not going to happen. Like, one thing I will say about Kyle Larson is I do think that he needs to stand up for himself a little bit more, whether he gets wrecked on accident or he gets, wrecked on purpose or whatever. Now, Larson does give it out, to be fair. He has put people in the wall. He has wrecked people. But I feel like Larson also gets wrecked or gets involved in things more than he should. And I think it's because everyone knows he's a really chill, laid-back personality. So I would like to see Larson stand up for himself a little bit. Not necessarily on the track, but more off the track in his personality. Getting a little bit more aggressive with people. Like saying, you can't push me around. Because I think everyone in the garage area knows he's the best in the field when it comes to talent. But it just feels like he gets pushed around a little bit. That's just my opinion, but we'll see about that. Guy's scraping at the door. I have to let him in. And then Ross Chastain and Noah Gragson, they were just talking at the end. I think this was in the middle of Larson's interview, and then, the cameras cut to him, and they just, I don't know. Like, Gragson grabbed the shirt of Chastain, and then Chastain just landed with a pretty good right hand. Like, it landed. Impressive. We got a fight. Nice. I just talked about Larson standing up for himself. I don't want him punching people, but Chastain's kind of in that situation where I don't know. Let me put it this way. If I was Ross Chastain, I would not want to be in the position he's in where the entire garage area doesn't really like you. He's doing the real life NASCAR 2005 Chase for the Cup villain arc. He's doing the real life version. In a video game, you don't get the consequences of the real life version. It's just a video game. But in real life, if you actually want to become the villain, you're going to have to deal with some nonsense. And so, again, very entertaining, though. Not complaining. I'm fascinated watching Ross Chastain right now because he doesn't give a F-U-C-K. He does not care, which is cool. I like that. But there's also like a hypocritical side of it where it's like, oh, I didn't mean to do that. I have to be better. Blah, blah, blah. And then you come out and you punch Gragson with a right hand. It's like, okay. Well, are you going to like continue apologizing but still racing like a dickhead? Or are you like, just pick a side, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Like, if you want to be the villain, be the villain. No more apologizing. No more, apologizing. No more apologizing and then not changing anything, which is he just continues to do the same thing. Just be a dickhead and just accept it when people want to come fight you. And then he laid the right hand to him. Good. You guys want to settle it off the track? Settle it off the track. I am all good and happy with fights. Gragson, as a rookie in the Cup Series, doesn't really have a leg to stand on. His haircut is absolutely abysmal as well. It's genuinely disgusting. But, I don't think Ross Chastain gives a fuck about Noah Gragson, a guy who runs 30th every week. And I just don't think Chastain cares. So that's a pretty easy guy to punch. Now, if Chase Elliott came up to you and did that, would Chastain do the same thing? I don't know about that. But with someone as a rookie like Gragson, don't think he cares. To the race results, you see Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, William Byron, Bubba Wallace, Ross Chastain, Logano, Elliott, Truex, Reddick, Austin Dillon. I swear, every time I read, I always want to point this out about Austin Dillon. Every time this guy finishes 10th. If he's in the top 10, he's not 6th, he's not 7th, he's not 8th, he's not 9th. This mother effer is always 10th. I don't understand how. It's just I get it. It's crazy. But yeah, it's a very strong top 10 for all the guys in there. Very very strong drivers. Penske Racing still. I mean, Logano's trying, but Penske are still lacking. Out of Toyota, Chevy, and Ford. Ford's definitely the furthest behind at the moment, so I'm not expecting much. But like when you have drivers like Logano, Harvick, Blaney, you need to give them better cars, and they just simply don't have it at the moment. Bubba Wallace in fourth had a really, really good run. I think best run of the season. Obviously, he won last season at Kansas, so not a surprise. And Toyota was just genuinely very fast. So really no surprises in the top 10. Everyone had solid days. They were fast, and they kind of needed those results. So I don't really have much to say about the top 10. It's kind of like, yeah, William Byron came back from 2 laps down, and that was that. 11th through 20th is Harvick, Stenhouse, Almirola, Allmendinger, Suarez, Blaney, Buescher, Haley, Keselowski, and LaJoy. And then some guys you don't see are Ty Gibbs, Kyle Busch, and Christopher Bell in 34th, 35th, and 36th. Obviously, they had some rough days. Ty Gibbs and Bell, like I said, they ended up crashing. And so did Kyle Busch on a restart. Ended up crashing as well. Yeah, best race of the season for me. Best race. That was a very entertaining race. A little bit rough for NASCAR that it fell today. Like, if Kansas was last week, I actually think it would have been even, like, if it was on a Sunday, it would have been even better. I just think today, like, it went head-to-head with Formula 1 in Miami. Literally, head-to-head. Same time slots and everything. It went head-to-head with NBA playoffs. It was a little bit like, I'm not excited about the ratings, to say the least, just because I obviously had it. I had it on my laptop. I had Formula 1 on the TV. I had NASCAR on the laptop. When Formula 1 ended, I put NASCAR on the TV, and I put the Sixers and Celtics on the laptop. So, like, I just worry that obviously NASCAR fans probably tuned in to whether it be basketball or Formula 1 and maybe didn't give NASCAR those ratings. So I don't know. We'll see. But this was a terrific race. The turnout in the crowd wasn't excellent, but that's, I think, normal when the race has 2 race dates. It kind of is. It's just you're not going to get full sellouts. We'll see. We'll see what the ratings are like. But honestly, fantastic race. My favorite race of the season. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'll try to get this up to you guys as soon as possible. Sky is staring me down like a little hawk because he wants dinner, so I'll have to do that. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your day. And it was a good day for me. Miami Heat won yesterday. Arsenal won today. Good day. Good NASCAR race. Best race. It's a good Sunday. I hope you guys have enjoyed your Sunday. Okay? Take care. I will see you guys tomorrow. And live stream for the championship race on NASCAR 22/21 Ignition will be Tuesday night. I'll give you guys more updates on that tomorrow as well. So Tuesday night, we're going to be live streaming that championship event. 100% race. I'm going to die. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace out. Thank you for watching today's video, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. Have a great day.